Hello everybody and welcome back to Controlled Chaos Gaming. My name is Andy and today we're back with some more Pokemon 151 testing. Now this is in preparation for the Sacramento Regional Championships, which happens in middle October. That is of course 1 month away from now, so we're getting prepared with that Pokemon 151. The set officially dropped yesterday as I'm recording this video. But anyways, on the right side, we have the Miraidon deck, which was featured in the Yokohama Top 8 Championships deck list. And on the left side, we have Breeze playing Lost Box. Now, this Lost Box has 0 changes from the regular Turbo Lost Box lists that you might have been seeing run around. The list is created by Breeze, but does take heavy inspiration from Dre, who ended up getting 17th place at the Pittsburgh Regional Championships. So, of course, as always, you can go check out our links in the description for our Discord where you can find these deck lists. Getting into it, looks like we have a Mareep start, and on the other side, a Comfey start. So, looks like the Miraidon player is going to start off this game and has an Ultra Ball, getting rid of course, the other Mareep, and looks like a Super Rod. Of course, not a heavy inclusion in a lot of decks, however, has picked up quite a bit in the usage thanks to the ZAPDOS and the Raichu being one-ofs in the deck. Now here it is, the ZAPDOS EX does come down. It has an attack which does 120 damage to the active and 90 damage to a bench Pokemon as long as it has damage counters on it. Now this is a really good attack, not only for cleaning up Pokemon, but also really good in the Lost Box matchup. Well, but it looks like Generator here, not going to hit anything. I'm pointing out that the promo cards are very nice from the Pop series that have been reintroduced by Pokemon. So here we go, an Ultra Ball going to find that Squawkabilly and get a brand new hand with that Squawk and Seize ability. Now this is going to be really good thanks to the fact that the Miraidon deck wants to have the most explosive turn 1 that it can. Squawkabilly allows you to do that by discarding your entire hand and drawing 6 cards, but only on that first turn of the game, which this happens to be. This deck is very combo heavy, of course, having Pokemon like Flaffy and Raikou to accelerate both cards and energies, and then you have the Miraidon to go search out those basic electric Pokemon. Now with this new hand, looks like a Bravery Charm going to be added to the Miraidon, and considering what else to do with the hand, and it looks like it's going to be a pass over to the Lost Box player. So we're going to see if this Lost Box player can get a good start here and maybe even a Cramorant KO on this Mareep stuck in the active. And it looks like Artisan here is going to be played down. Of course, a very good card in this matchup in particular because the Miraidon player does not have very many non-rule box Pokemon in their list. Now with 2 Comfey in play, all Breeze will need is a Colress in order to get to 4 cards in the Lost Zone and take a knockout with the Cramorant this turn. Cramorant, a very good attacker into the Miraidon deck because it does 2-shot almost every Pokemon in the deck. Now, with Bravery Charm, it's a little different, but the list that this Lost Box player has is 3 Lost Vacuum, which means it's pretty easy to get rid of those Bravery Charms. Nest Ball here is going to find a Radiant Greninja, try and search further through the deck. By discarding those energies with its Concealed Cards ability, it can draw 2 cards. And there we go. 2 more cards being drawn here. Of course, the Roxanne being gotten rid of is a little concerning, but nothing too crazy at the moment. Benching that Manaphy, of course, knowing that the Zapdos is a threat. And we're going to see what else they do. Oh, nothing. So no Colress this turn. Actually, no Supporter that turn. Looks like it is going to be an Ultra Ball from the Miraidon player going to grab that Flaffy. Flaffy, of course, has the Dynamotor ability, which allows you to accelerate 1 electric energy per turn from the discard pile to one of your Pokemon. Arven being played as a supporter for turn here is going to grab a Forest Sealstone and an Electric Generator. That Forest Sealstone, of course, can only be attached to V Pokemon. Likely Raikou going to be the target there. However, the electric generator can go to any electric Pokemon as long as it hits energy. This turn, 1 energy means an attack. With 2 energy, it means a even stronger attack, and it looks like the first 2 cards were energy cards, so fantastic way to power up that Raikou. And we're going to see the Forest Seal Stone activated here. Curious to see if it's an escape rope or a switch card, maybe some way to get this Flaffy out of the active. And it looks like it's going to be a switch, opting to take out a Comfey instead of a benched Manaphy or Greninja. So here we see the switch into the Raikou, of course, does have the ability to draw 1 card with that Fleet-Footed, just a great way to accelerate the hand further, and is going to do that right now. And then we're going to see a Lightning Rondo for 160 damage, more than enough damage to take out a knockout on this Comfey. Now we've got the Artisan once again grabbing a 3rd Comfey and taking a look through the deck further. Oh, actually deciding to go with the Cramorant. Again, this Cramorant is a really good option if Colress is available in hand. If Colress is not available, this Cramorant could definitely not see the light of play. And it looks like it's going to be another concealed cards here, drawing 2 more cards. Let's see if we find a Colress. Not quite yet. We see a Nest Ball that is going to grab. Looks like another Comfey, so there's that 3rd Comfey going down, of course, again. But this time committing to the Comfey as the shuffle has initiated. And it's going to be a Flower selecting here. Easy, get rid of that Battle VIP Pass. Of course, Battle VIP Pass only good for the first turn. And we're going to see Clara used. Oh, really awkward turn so far. Just not getting anything set up, of course, forced to just put back some of those Pokemon and energy from the discard pile. But can't do much this turn because there is no more... Oh, does have, of course, that Lost Vacuum. I totally forgot that was a thing. So can now attack with that Cramorant. And we're going to see an attachment to Retreat. And using Spit innocently for 110 damage here, which seems very good. Looks like they are also going to use Echoing Horn to put back that Mareep. Very unfortunate for the Miraidon player, as this means that a Greninja can take a double knockout. We're going to see an attachment for turn onto that Zapdos, and an evolution into the Mareep, or from the Mareep into the Flaffy, because the Echoing Horn did bench that Mareep last turn. And then we're also going to... Looks like taking back that... Oh, yep. Does have an Ultra Ball in hand. That's definitely a better play. Of course, does have the double Flaffy. So, looks like going to play the Judge instead and use the Flaffies to accelerate the energy instead of attaching for turn and completely changing up the play of the turn, getting more energy on the field. Judge, of course, a really good card in this matchup, is going to force the Lost Box player to grab those Colress back again, but they didn't have any to begin with, so I'm sure that the Lost Box player is okay with this turnout. And we're going to see a double Dynamotor here, as well as an Escape Rope to put up the Zapdos and retreat it, looks like. Just taking a KO on anything but the Cramorant. And it's going to take out one of those Comfeys instead. This is an interesting play. Of course, I personally think that the Cramorant KO would have been better, but I'm the one playing the game, so I don't know why I went for it. Looks like Artisan here going to grab another Comfey and put that down. So this is the 4th Comfey now revealed. 1 in the Lost Zone, 1 in the discard, and 2 on the field. So is going to have access to that extra draw power, but after this could be slim. And it's going to be Flower selecting here, Lost Zoning one of these good cards. It's going to be a Sableye in favor of the Lost Vacuum. Lost Vacuum, of course, great way to accelerate to that 7 cards in the Lost Zone and use Mirage Gate for a potential Greninja KO this turn. And looks like it's going to be a Raihan used this turn. Going to accelerate a Water Energy to the Comfey and going to grab a Mirage Gate off of that Raihan. Now, Lost Vacuum is going to get them to 7 cards in the Lost Zone, and that Mirage Gate going to accelerate 2 energies. With a Water Energy in hand, this Greninja can take a double knockout on either both Flaffies or the Flaffy and the Raikou. This is a really good spot to be in if you're the Lost Box player. Going ahead on prizes is very nice, and taking out a huge portion of the engine as well. Looks like debating who to attack here, and it's going to be both Flaffies getting KO'd. On the Miraidon side, looks like an attachment to the Miraidon and a Fleet-Footed. And it looks like an electric generator hitting 1 energy, which is going to be great to power up that Miraidon. However, it's looking really rough for the Miraidon players. They have 90 HP left on their Raikou, which means that this Greninja can take a KO on it very easily. And it looks like it's going to be a boss's orders on the Manaphy. I'm not sure how I feel leaving this Greninja in play. Of course, does have access to doing 90 damage to anywhere again. And it's going to be the ZAPDOS attack for 120 times 2, thanks to that weakness, taking a knockout on the Manaphy. Comfey here is the promotion, and it's going to be a heavy ball, failing it. And we're likely going to see a Flower Selecting after this, before a potential supporter. Oh, looks like Pokestop is actually the choice first. Colress, Mirage Gate, and Energy. That Mirage Gate, of course, a great card to get, but seeing the Colress go down is not ideal in the slightest. Flower Selecting here, going to look at the top 2, and it's another Energy card and a Switch card. Oh, actually, it's a Dragonite. My apologies. There was some proxies that we did not have access to for this game. So, the Dragonite V getting Lost Zoned and 3 energy going back into the deck here. Going to be electric, a water, and a psychic energy. And we're going to see another Mirage Gate. So here's the case scenario where having that Greninja left on the field is definitely not the best choice. And it looks like it's going to be a Lost Vacuum here, getting rid of that Pokestop and a Switch card to get into the active. No cards in hand, but is going to take a knockout on the Raikou and leave 90 on that Squawkabilly. Now, all the Lost Box player needs is to use Sableye or Greninja for game. Alternatively, can also use the Cramorant. This is not looking good for the Miraidon player, as there are very few options left for them in this game. They're going to have to get a Lucky Judge or Iono, and in order to do that, they're going to have to find one of those cards. So it looks like using Tandem Unit here to go search the deck for that Raikou and Miraidon and benching them both. And then does have access to a Boss's Orders in hand, but that's not enough. So we're going to see a Research instead, which is not an Iono. You see the Lost Box player put their hand down. They know now that they're getting to keep that hand for next turn, whether it be good or bad. Looks like using the last electric generator here, but does not hit anything, so really unfortunate as they're unable to do any attacks this turn with the Miraidon. Apologies. With the Raikou. And it looks like it's just going to be another attack with that Zapdos. Going down to 2 prizes remaining, you would think this is a very good spot to be in, but it looks like the Lost Box player has finally drawn a Colress, and all they need is... looks like that Super Rod might do it for them, as they have a Colress in hand. And it's going to be a Super Rod to grab back the Manaphy, a Psychic Energy, and a Water Energy. Put them back into the deck. And they're going to be using that Colress to try and find a Psychic Energy and a Sableye and potentially a way to retreat this Comfey out of the active. And there goes the Colress. It's got the Sableye. Does it get the Psychic? Oh, and there's the Psychic energy, so it does not matter what is grabbed here, as long as it's a Sableye and Psychic. And there's the Forest Sealstone to go grab a switch card. It's going to be that Escape Rope, and they're going to put all of the damage on the Squawkabilly and take the game. So that was a really fast-paced game from Miraidon and the Lost Box player here, of course, looking for the Iono. Really good showcase of both decks. So thank you guys again so much for watching. We really appreciate it. And we're trying to hit 500 subscribers on YouTube, so if you haven't already, make sure to check if you're subscribed. And again, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and comment down below what you'd like to see next. We really want to get your guys' input and try and make this a even better channel. Thanks so much. We'll see you guys next time.